Hundreds of Lake Orion residents turn out to honor our nation's fallen heroes.
Local runners and walkers hit the Pollyant Trail for the 2015 Dragon Dash.
An estimated 40,000 people celebrated all things pop culture at Michigan's largest Comic-Con.
And hundreds of slobbering guests descended on Canterbury Village for a popular annual event.
Hello, I'm Katie Ciaramitaro.
And I'm Jonathan Jackson.
We'll have these stories plus much more right here on Ontv News. Here at Ontv hope everyone had a great Memorial Day weekend. On Monday, hundreds of Lake Orion residents turned out at several events that took place throughout Memorial Day. Residents demonstrated that the holiday is much more than a chance to barbecue while getting a day off. The first ceremony of the day took place at 9 o'clock a.m. at East Lawn Cemetery under gray skies. The grave of every veteran was decorated with an American flag placed the night before by area veterans. American Legion Post 233 Commander John Ranville welcomed visitors and remembered those who lost their lives in combat.
Comrades, this day is sacred for the utmost visible presence of those who have gone before us. We honor the memories of those who gave their lives in the service of our country and those others who have dropped their burdens by the wayside of life and are gone to their eternal rest. May the ceremonies of today deepen your reverence for our dead.
Madam President of the American Legion Post 233 Ladies Auxiliary, Sandy Boyd, placed a wreath at the base of the monument bearing the names of those who died in world wars.
The flowers may wither, but the spirit of which they are the symbol will endure until the end of time.
At 10 a.m., a similar ceremony took place at Children's Park in downtown Lake Orion. This time, Sandy Boyd dropped a wreath into Pink Creek in honor of those who have lost their lives at sea.
Ready? Aim. Ready? Aim. Fire. Ready? Aim. Fire.
At 11 a.m., hundreds of residents lined the streets of downtown Lake Orion for the start of the Memorial Day Parade. Starting at Blanche Sims Elementary School, Police Chief Jerry Narsh led the parade in the department's 1941 Ford. His passenger was Vietnam War veteran Dennis Miller, who was selected to be Lake Orion's honorary veteran. Miller was born and raised in Lake Orion, attended Lake Orion High School, and following his service came home to marry his childhood sweetheart.
Ladies and gentlemen of Lake Orion, Dennis Miller is a true American hero, a patriot, a father, a husband, and a proud member of the Lake Orion community, and we are honored to recognize you as the Lake Orion Community 2015 Honored Veteran.
You know, when I returned from Vietnam, veterans weren't as popular as they could have been. So it's great to see people come out and participate and recognize the people that have fought for the country. But I'm here to represent all veterans, you know, and especially the ones from Lake Orion.
The parade turned north onto Broadway Street, where it continued to the Eman Center. Participants included veterans, scouts, and the Lake Orion High School marching bands. At 1 p.m., it was standing room only at the Orion Veterans Memorial on M24. U.S. Army veterans Jane Parkhurst welcomed attendees and introduced guests. Danielle Clark wowed the crowd with her rendition of the national anthem in America the Beautiful.
Or the line of the free and the home of the brave.
U.S. Army veteran Sergeant James Hubbard had the honor of delivering the Memorial Day address.
Today is a solemn day of remembrance, a day we should set properly aside for contemplation. Ask yourself, where would we be without the personal sacrifices these men and women have made? That is why I want to extend the Veterans of Foreign War sincere thanks to each of you who has decided to come today. You do not take your freedom for granted. It is a price well known to you. By being here today, we are setting an example for others. And at the same time, you are remembering that so many of our finest young Americans are still in harm's way.
A special tribute took place in honor of 40 Lake Orion residents who made the ultimate sacrifice in combat, ranging from the Civil War to Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Webster Adolphus March, Parley Roger, Eugene
Well, you can see we've had a record-breaking crowd once again. It's so wonderful to see that all of the volunteers who put this wonderful memorial together, that caused the good response it did. And God bless all these patriots that came today, and that was wonderful to see. Also, we thought it was going to rain today, and we thought we were going to get a rain out, but everybody stood their ground, and we got her done.
The Memorial Day Parade and ceremony at the Orion Veterans Memorial can be seen in their entirety on Comcast Channel 10 and AT&T UVerse Channel 99. Visit OrionOnTV.org to view ONTV's program guide. You can also view the events on demand on our YouTube channel.
High school athletes are recruited worldwide to attend universities with partial and full ride scholarship. But where will some of the Lake Orion's greatest athletes be headed next fall? Jonathan Atwater has more.
On Wednesday, May 20th, Lake Orion High School held their signing day for student athletes. 11 students from Lake Orion committed to universities across the country. The ceremony was filled with speeches from their coaches praising them for their excellence in the classroom and in their sport, as well as the ceremonial signing. Jaden Fields committed to the University of Notre Dame for track and field, and Danielle Carr committed to Butler University for cross country as well as track and field. Baseball player Joe Turnbull committed to Albion, and his teammates Kenny Gouldy and Mike Hardy both committed to Northwood University. Devin Nowicki committed to Oakland University for swimming, and Hannah Murdoch committed to Michigan State University to play volleyball. Basketball player Pim Herkmans committed to the University of Windsor. Emma Burkle committed to Michigan State University for cheer. Jeffrey Snyder also committed to Michigan State for their co-ed cheer team, and Sarah Belagic committed to the University of Central Florida for their co-ed cheer team. The seats were filled with friends and family of the student athletes to mark the day they transitioned from high school to collegiate athletes. For ONTV, I'm John Atwater.
Thanks, Jonathan. Friday, May 15th was a historical day for Oakland University as their first ever medical school class graduated. Succeeding Wayne State University, the University of Michigan, and Michigan State University, Oakland is the fourth college in the state to have a graduating medical school class, and is the state's first new medical school to graduate a charter class in nearly 50 years.
You know, when the first class arrived, I think we were all nervous a little bit about how it would all work out because we designed this school to be so different from medical schools that are established. It was designed that way. But now to see them graduate and have embraced what the school is all about, you heard that during the ceremony, it's very, very special to us. And each of the classes that follows has really bought into the school's philosophy, and it's just great. It was very special to me to see the entire student body present today. That really doesn't happen often in medical schools, and they said that they found it inspirational. This is what they have to look forward to.
When I first got the phone call, I was just so excited. I knew exactly where I wanted to go, and that was here. And so to have completed the 4 years and gone through everything that we have in the classroom and then in the hospital, it's just an amazing experience, and I would never have picked a better school.
In 2011, OU's medical school selected 50 students from more than 3,000 applicants, and 47 of the 50 students graduated this month and will be placed in residency programs across the country.
It's a privilege and honor. It means the world to me. It means the world to all my classmates. Be part of the charter class is something special. We've all known that since we joined here. But just to be a medical school graduate, to be a doctor for the first time, it's surreal. It's sad that we get to say goodbye to all of my friends, but it's so exciting because we're dawning on our new careers, and it's everything that we've always dreamed of doing. So it's awesome.
OU's med school has continued to grow, reaching 100 students this year, and Oakland expects to admit 125 students for all future classes. Congratulations to all graduates of Oakland University's William Beaumont Medical School.
With the arrival of warm weather comes the start of the running season here in Michigan. Orion Township invited residents to get in on the fun by hosting its annual Dragon Dash 5K race. Approximately 200 runners and walkers gathered at the Orion Center on Saturday, May 17th for the start of the 18th annual Dragon Dash. From the starting line, participants turned south onto the Pollyann Trail and raced toward Orion Township Hall, where they looped around and traveled north on the same path back to the Orion Center to complete the 5K trek.
Race conditions are awesome. It's perfect. Great day for a run. A little warmer than I would have liked, but it's not raining. It's not snowing. It's not, we don't have 50, 60 mile an hour winds like we have in the past, so this is wonderful.
Finishing first overall was Brad Burns with a time of 19.09.2. Burns is a resident of Virginia, but decided to take part in the race while visiting family in Oxford.
Well, I'm up here celebrating my wife's parents' 20th wedding anniversary. So came up for the weekend, and she's from Oxford, and I'm from Northern Virginia. Got married last year, and made a few trips up here. Love Michigan, so it's nice to come up here and do a race. And we had time, so we figured we'd hop in.
The first female to cross the finish line was 12-year-old Abby Locke of Lake Orion.
Well, I've actually come in first for my age group a lot in my 5Ks, and I run cross country and track for my school. And I do really good in those races. And I'm aiming for school records in a lot of events. I really like running. It's kind of like what I do. And it's really fun and entertaining for me. And I just like the exercise that I get out of it.
After the times were tabulated and posted, an award ceremony took place inside the Orion Center. Light-up bracelets were given to those who finished in the top 3 in their respective age bracket. The Dragon Dash acts as a fundraiser for Orion Township with money collected from registration fees.
This run benefits the Orion Township Community Programs Department. It helps raise some funds that offset some of our events that we don't charge for, like our free concerts in the park series. So it's just kind of a fundraiser for our department and those events.
The Orion Township Library held a special event where people learned about the many traditions in Mexico and sampled different types of food at the Passport to Spring in Mexico fundraiser. ONTV's Monica Nowak has the story.
So much is happening this Saturday night. It's a great way to explore and try out dancing and different foods. Deje que comience la aventura. Or in other words, let the adventure begin. On Saturday, May 16th, Friends of the Orion Township Library invited the community to join together and celebrate the 3rd annual fundraiser entitled Passport to Spring in Mexico. The event showed off Mexico's greatest qualities, including traditions, flavors of food, and their products. The library transformed into the streets of Mexico, representing with authentic decorations, food sponsored by Forest, Mexican Cantina, Mariachi Band, and the most popular of all, different types of Mexican dancing. Alcoholic beverages were also provided for those 21 and up, including margaritas, sangrias, and beer. There was even tequila served during the event with a special shot glass made out of wood for people to wear around their necks as a necklace, keep as a souvenir, or refill if they wanted more tequila. The tequila was served with a special salt and lime. In the Jalisco state of Mexico, tequila is often followed by a chaser of sangrita, also called Little Blood, made out of a blend of tomatoes and orange juice with a pinch of chili powder. But there were different types of tequila for everyone to sample, such as Blanco, Reposado and Añejo, Extra Añejo, Highlands, and Lowlands. This event was not only just for everyone's entertainment, but a great learning experience.
So this brings an educational opportunity to the community where they can come and learn about Mexico, learn about some of the traditions, the colors, the tastes of Mexico. There's a lot of information around the library with factual information. They can learn about what happens in Mexico. It provides an opportunity for the community to come together and celebrate together, have an evening out together at our library. And then at the same time, by the fundraising event, we are able to raise money so that the library can continue to have great programming in the future.
Plenty of people were able to pick up a brochure and read through about the different customs and products from Mexico. They were also able to purchase paintings and buy souvenirs from jewelry to dresses and much more. There was a huge raffle where people entered to win a trip to Mexico or win other Mexican goodies. During the Passport to Spring in Mexico fundraiser, the event showed off more than 3 types of Mexican dancing, from adults, kids, and teens. Everyone seemed to enjoy the dancing for their entertainment, which is a huge part in Mexico. The event had plenty of volunteers who helped put together everything, and in all, the entire event was a huge success.
Just that we couldn't have done this without all of our volunteers. We worked very closely with a group called Mexicanas in Michigan. It's a group of Mexican ladies that now live in Michigan that helped us plan this entire event. And the Friends of the Library worked very, very hard on it. And we're so excited that so many members of the community came out to join us tonight. So I'm really happy.
If anyone would want to be a part of the community and help out with other events, stop into the library and ask. As you can see, there's a lot happening here tonight, from sampling different foods, the dancing, and overall learning about the culture as a whole. I even entered myself in a raffle, and maybe I'll win that dream vacation after all in Mexico. Then, my vida será perfecta. My life will be perfect. Reporting from the Lake Orion Library, I'm Monica Nowak for Ontv News.
Thanks, Monica. Comic book retailer Michael Goldman staged the first Motor City Comic Con in 1989 in Dearborn. The annual event has grown into one of the largest events of its kind in the nation. And ONTV's Joe Johnson attended this year's Comic Con and brings us the story.
It's estimated that more than 40,000 visitors attended the Motor City Comic Con over a 3-day period in May. Now in its 26th year, the event has evolved from its humble origins in Dearborn into a pop culture phenomenon that offers something for everyone. Many of the attendees dressed up in elaborate costumes, and some of the characters look like they stepped right out of a movie screen.
You now have 10 seconds to comply.
In addition to vendors selling comic books, toys, and t-shirts, there were dozens of artists and comic book creators, including Neil Adams, whose work with DC helped define characters such as Batman, Superman, and Green Arrow. Probably the biggest draw of the Comic-Con is the ever-growing number of celebrities from film and television. There were several actors from the cast of the popular AMC series The Walking Dead, including Troy native Stephen Yeun, who plays Glenn Rhee on the show. Other actors that merited long lines of fans were Robert Englund, who played Freddy Krueger in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, Ralph Macchio, who was the original Karate Kid, and John Schneider, also known as Bo Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard. We had the chance to speak to several celebrities who told us what it's like to meet their fans up close and personal.
It's nice, it's like if you do a play, you get an immediate audience response. And I consider this kind of like a delayed audience response. Mm-hmm. It's after the show's over, or after, you're not doing it immediately, but you do get a reaction from the fans, so that's cool. That's good.
Not a lot of actors get an opportunity to be part of something that's so phenomenal like this TV show is. What has it meant to you to have become part of The Walking Dead?
I love it. I mean, it's fun. I think I've had a blessed career. My first film was In the Heat of the Night with Sidney Poitier and Rod Steiger, and won 4 Academy Awards. And I followed that up with working with a lot of other very talented, creative people. So I've had a blessed career. So, and for The Walking Dead to come along at this point in my life, it's just, it's like icing on the cake.
When you're an actor, you do a piece of work and then it goes out and people see it. But except for the reviews, you don't really know how it impacts the fans and people's lives. So one of the nice things about doing these shows is that, fans are pretty vocal, and they'll tell you what they like and what they didn't like and what they responded to and what they didn't respond to. And it's very gratifying most of the time, because you find out things that you never knew, like, oh, Gremlins is like a part of my childhood, or I watched that movie every Christmas, or I've seen that movie 50 or 60 times. And it's something that as an actor you don't know and you don't experience unless you meet the people and they tell you.
What's your favorite part of doing these Comic-Cons?
Meeting the people, meeting the fans. That's one of the reasons I wrote the book. I mean, now there's a 45-year-old man with his children that I was his first crush. And you see what's transpired. Ginger would have been high maintenance or something. Mary Ann would have been your best friend. And I think it's the feedback. It's the fans talking to me that made me write the book. There's a real sincerity and there's a real love.
Well, it's great to connect with the fans. I mean, until this happened, until they started the Comic-Cons, it was such a separation, you didn't really know. The first Comic-Con I went to was, I think, Chiller, in New Jersey, like 5 years ago, and I was just blown away by the people and how much the movie meant to them, especially Karate Kid, you know. I mean, I've done a lot of work, but that film really touched a lot of people, so I love seeing 5-year-old kids in karate gis to grandparents coming out, so it's special to see that, because you don't really know, if you're doing a play, you know, you get the immediate audience applause, you kind of see, you know, when you're in a movie, you don't know who it's affecting. So these are great places to do that, kind of say hi to people. And I've heard so many stories about, you know, how the movies impacted their lives and they got them into karate or gave them, you know, inspired them in some way. And, you know, even though I play the bad guy in it, I'm a part of that, and it's cool, you know.
It's like being at a big party that you're a host of, one of many hosts. But you don't have the responsibility of getting everyone together. You just get flown in, you drive up, and everyone's happy to see you. Who wouldn't want to do that, right? And like I just saw Billy Zabka, who I've not seen since we wrapped Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. That's been 30 years. Wow. And so like these moments are so great when you wouldn't, it's like a reunion too for the actors to see other actors.
In Novi, this is Joe Johnson reporting for ONTV News.
Coming up next, the Orion Area Chamber of Commerce welcomes several new businesses to the community.
And seniors receive valuable information at the Orion Center's annual Senior Expo. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with more ONTV News.
Hello, I'm Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard.
And I'm former Detroit Red Wing Joe Koster.
We'd like to remind you to practice safe boating by knowing the laws regarding water safety.
Please make sure you have the necessary safety equipment on board and be sure all of your equipment is working properly before leaving the dock.
And the probability of being involved in a boating accident nearly doubles when alcohol is involved. Always check local weather conditions, and if you notice darkening clouds, play it safe. Get off the water. Have a safe, enjoyable summer on the lake.
Welcome back to ONTV News. Michigan Basset Rescue was founded in 1992. Headquartered in Waterford, the nonprofit organization has a single goal in mind: to find homes for basset hounds in need of loving families. Recently, the organization held its largest fundraiser of the year. On Sunday, May 17th, more than 150 basset hounds and their owners gathered at Canterbury Village for the 21st annual Great American Basset Waddle. The theme of this year's event was Wild World of Waddle Sports, and the winner of Sunday's costume contest was Team Angus, dressed in soccer uniforms. The Waddle is a 3-day event that began with a dinner and auction on Friday, a picnic at Orion Township's Bark Park on Saturday, and a parade on Sunday.
A lot of people plan their whole vacation around this event, and they come every year from all over the country, and it's like a family reunion that way. They get together every year. We have them all at the same hotel. And so that's a party there too.
The Basset Waddle began as part of the Celebrate Birmingham parade, and following an article in Life magazine in 1997, attendance skyrocketed. The Basset Waddle was moved to the grounds of Canterbury Village in 2011. Michigan Basset Rescue's president, Melissa Fenchel, who is retiring after 23 years, told us how the event helps the organization care for the pets as they await adoption.
Almost all of it goes to pay the vet bills. Unfortunately, for example, we had a really sick dog on Friday at the vet's. And in a 24-hour period, we spent $1,000 trying to save him. We weren't successful, but we still have to pay that $1,000 bill, and that happens all year round. Our vet bills can run as much as $4,000 a month easily. We spay, neuter, vaccinate, take care of ear issues, any kind of health issues. This dog had Addison's disease. We still took him in and we tried. So because of the waddle, we don't turn away sick dogs. There are some groups that have to have a meeting and decide, can we spend this money on this? We just do it because of this.
If you would like to get involved with the efforts of the organization, visit MichiganBassetRescue.org for more information.
Addiction to alcohol, drugs, and other behaviors affects a rather large number of our population each day, including those within religious settings, which is why organizations such as Guest House are doing all that they can to help prevent its influence in both the church and the community. On May 16th, a large gathering of runners were asked to participate in a 5K run hosted by Guest House. This long winding course starts and ends on the magnificent grounds of Scripps Mansion, and check-in began as early as 7 a.m., with the race kicking off at 9.
This is our inaugural 5K run at Guest House called Run Over Addiction, and it takes place on the campus of Guest House where the Scripps Mansion is. And it's a family fun run, so you can run it, you can walk it, and we also have vendors here so people can come out and just enjoy that and cheer people on.
All the way through the arch.
I think the first really cool part was when everybody was lined up and they started. That was a real rush for everybody. And then to see them come through is just fabulous. And we've got kids here and families, and that's really nice.
You know, I loved all the energy and excitement here. It's just amazing. It's our first run. We were nervous kind of planning, and the excitement as it built, and then to see everybody come together, and even people who don't know each other talking and just sharing their stories and enjoying the run, but also really understanding that we're about addiction prevention, and so that's funding this program that we have here.
In fact, Guest House has been around since 1956, and since then they have treated more than 8,000 Catholic priests, deacons, seminarians, and many other religious groups.
Guest House is an addiction treatment facility for Catholic clergy, and so we treat priests and sisters and nuns for addiction. And we have the Scripps Mansion on our campus, so we use the mansion actually for aftercare. Up to 5 years, patients can come back or clients can come back for treatment. And so we kind of follow through the results, and it keeps them kind of reducing down the relapse rates.
They also provide other services, such as
training and prevention assistance for communities and Catholic churches. For parishioners, we do youth prevention training through NCCA, and we have, really kind of our whole mantra is healthy, happy priests and strengthening Catholic communities.
For more information on Guest House and its upcoming events, visit their website, guesthouse.org, or give them a call at 800-626-6910.
The Orion Art Center does what it can to nurture and encourage artists in the community, especially when it comes to young people. One way they do it is by awarding scholarships to aspiring artists graduating from high school. On Thursday, May 21st, a small crowd gathered at the Orion Township Public Library for an opening reception where the winners of the Joan Brace Scholarship were announced. 16 aspiring artists submitted up to 3 pieces in a wide variety of media to be considered by judges.
We're taking graduating students, and those students are expected to be students that will participate in a college of their choice in a field of some form of the arts. So being sensitive to the arts, the Joan Brace Scholarship is meant to help them continue their education and pursuing their creative careers.
So what we did is we just decided we're going to pick out the most successful works that we could see there was a process, that there was work that had been done. And not to say that all of the works didn't show that people were made an effort to make what they had created, but some works showed that there was a facility with the materials, a facility with understanding if you're painting, value, vibrancy, warm and cool color, so forth and so on, and the history of painting.
A total of $2,000 was donated by CPA the Chadwick Group of Lake Orion and Oxford Bank. Gallery manager William Letourneau announced that Jessica Roden of Stony Creek High School had won the $1,000 first place prize for her work Posing Maiden done in charcoal. 2 artists also from Stony Creek High School each won $500 prizes. Connor Stormer for his digital renderings of a Buick Chimera and Reed Knowles for his digital photograph entitled Hair. The artwork submitted by the students will continue to be on display at the Orion Township Public Library until Friday, June 26th. For more information about what's happening at the Art Center, visit orionartcenter.org.
The Orion Area Chamber of Commerce is doing all it can to keep up with the flurry of new businesses coming to Lake Orion. Recently, the Chamber organized grand openings at 2 local businesses that advocate health and wellness. The Women's Excellence family of healthcare providers opened its doors in Lake Orion in January of 2012. Located in the Bell Arbor Plaza on M24, Women's Excellence offers a wide variety of services geared toward women. The newest addition to the complex celebrated its grand opening on Friday, May 8th. Representatives of the Orion Area Chamber of Commerce were on hand to welcome Move Strong to the community with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. Move Strong offers group fitness classes for women of all ages and skill levels who might be looking for an alternative to the intimidating gym environment.
So many diseases, so many injuries, so many ailments are actually related to weight gain and also inactivity and improper nutrition. So by incorporating nutritional consultations, some exercise, you can really prevent blood pressure issues, cholesterol issues, you can prevent orthopedic issues, even some menopausal issues as well too. You can really help to improve that. So it's important just to keep your activity level going for the rest of your life.
And we looked in the Lake Orion area as one of the prime spots for this to be. So we thought this would be a perfect location for this. When we collaborated with Dr. Zayden, it just was a perfect fit. With his practice, with women's health, and putting those 2 things together, really trying to provide the opportunity for people, and primarily women, to have a place that they could really go to enhance their health and wellness.
I really saw a need for women to have a more healthy lifestyle, and as a result of that, we had some open space in our building that was right next to us, and we felt that we wanted to put something here that was more nutritionally based and more exercise based, and we wanted something to give back to the community for the women that service our offices. And so as a result of that, we came out with Move Strong and said, well, we put together a nice gym that's at an affordable price that allows people to get those services in a place that's not so confrontational like a big gym where everybody's working out and they're all looking a certain way. Here you can come and get a good exercise class, fast, convenient, and affordable.
Present at the ceremony was Move Strong spokesperson and former Detroit Lion, Lomas Brown.
Everybody's looking for the shortcut, the fast, quick remedy, but it's nothing that you feel better about yourself when you put in the work and you see the results come out of putting in hard work. And I think that's what Move Strong really mentally and physically, it helps you, it motivates you, and it really rejuvenates you.
For more information about Move Strong, you can visit their website at declaremovestrong.com or give them a call at 248-793-9597.
On Wednesday, May 13th, representatives of the Chamber gathered at Indianwood Professional Building on M24 for the grand opening of Oakland Sports Chiropractic. Owner Dana Mosier Judge worked as an associate chiropractor in Birmingham for a number of years before deciding to open her own business in Lake Orion.
Honestly, I love Lake Orion. I grew up in the Thumb personally, and so I was used to that small town feel, but up there's not really much opportunity. There's nothing else around. And so I love that Lake Orion gave you that small town community feel. You know everybody. You could see somebody on the street, you smile and say hello. But at the same time, there's so much ample opportunity to go do anything, and it's all within a hop, skip, and a jump away.
The name of the business is Oakland Sports Chiropractic, but Judge says you don't have to be an athlete to benefit from their treatment. She encourages patients to visit her office before they begin to experience pain.
you do not have to experience any type of pain. In fact, it's actually almost better if you come in before the pain starts, because it's a lot easier and faster to get you better, and a lot cheaper option too. But it's, what we do is we look for dysfunctions in how you're moving that could potentially lead to pain or injury. And then we correct them either at the first sign of pain, maybe it's that occasional achy knee, or maybe the shoulder feels stiff, or those tight knots in your back, and then correct it so that they don't keep coming back.
Oakland Sports Chiropractic has a Facebook page. You can also visit their website at oaklandsportschiropractic.com or give them a call at 248-783-7169.
On Wednesday, May 20th, the Orion Center held their 13th annual Senior Expo, where a variety of vendors come out to educate senior citizens.
This year has a little bit more of a spin on it. We're doing the fun side of being a senior. We have some travel agencies here. We have all the fun things about being a senior. We have people that will do construction for you. We have people doing assisted living. So they're kind of talking about their fun things that they do at their senior centers. So we have about 34 vendors that have come in all together, and it's free to our seniors. So we're hoping they're having a good time and get some valuable information.
Kate Avery from Michigan Hearing says they attend this event in order to break the stigma of hearing aids through demonstrations.
Hearing aids come in all different sizes, all different types. They do all sorts of stuff for you. We also have some information on some myths and some tips for hearing. Certain things, a lot of people have questions about ringing in the ear, or a lot of like diabetes and heart disease can impact your hearing. So just some facts on things that they should get tested and why they need to test their hearing.
Stonegate Health Campus, a rehabilitation center in Lapeer, also attended the event to spread awareness about their services.
We do a wide array of services. We have assisted living, memory care, and skilled nursing rehabilitation care. We admit a lot of patients from the Lake Orion, Oxford area, and we find that they're coming for us for rehab to get better after an accident, illness, stroke, anything of that nature, and then returning home.
For more information about upcoming events, visit their website at oriontownship.org.
Although the first official day of summer doesn't arrive until June 21st, farmer markets have begun to sprout up in the area. One local church invites you to see what they have to offer every Wednesday. Unity Church has been serving the Orion area since 1997. If you drove past the church on Baldwin Road on May 20th, you may have noticed flowers and fresh vegetables for sale along the road. Representatives of the church invite you to stop by every Wednesday from 2 to 7 p.m. to enjoy a variety of produce and plants.
This is our chance to give back to the community and to let everyone know that Unity Church is open, and we're non-denominational, and we're looking for ways to show the community that we are here, and this is one of the ways that we thought we could do that, along with some of the other things that we have going during the summer.
The main vendor of the opening day was Scott's Farm out of Oxford. They'll have a presence at Unity Church every Wednesday.
Well, we're working with the Unity Church to provide vegetables and fruits and that, along with crafters. We have a soap lady, we have a pasty lady, we have 2 clothing ladies and crocheting. Along with our vegetables, we grow hydroponically, we grow in raised beds, and we also grow in the soil. All of our stuff is all natural. We have eggs, beef, and pork.
The church welcomes anyone looking to sell produce, plants, or crafts. If you'd like to get involved, visit oxfordopenairmarket.com to fill out an application, or stop by Unity Church on Baldwin, south of Walden, on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. That's all the time we have for this edition of ONTV News. For daily updates on what's happening right here in Lake Orion, like us on Facebook and visit our YouTube page. On behalf of the hardworking staff here at ONTV News, I'm Ciaramitaro.
And I'm Jonathan Jackson. Thanks for watching.